Evening, boys.
Evening, Sally. Welcome to The Chatting, your local pubcast. I'm Rob.
I'm Kirk.
I'm Mark.
And I'm the other Mark. 3 pints, Sally. And what are you having?
I'll have a Bellini.
Cheers. I'll fetch him over.
Baming lalaki! What are you laughing at? That's Evening Boys in Filipino.
I thought you had bought a bloody Welsh wardrobe from IKEA.
No, that's good. That's Evening Boys.
Listen, I could understand him.
He can understand. Baming lalaki.
So what?
Good evening.
And what's that?
Evening Boys.
Evening in Filipino?
Yeah.
Yeah, Tagalog.
Yeah. Is that what it is?
That's what it is.
What? What?
That's what he's speaking.
What is it?
Tagalog.
Tagalog. Oh, there you go. Learn something new every day.
Tagalog.
No, hold on. You're going to have to slow down. What are you talking about?
What can I just say? None of you even said it back to me yet.
I was still trying to think, right, how are we going to put this together?
Ding, ding, ding.
Say it again.
Don't tell me that. Say it again.
You've got to say it with a Welsh accent, though, like Rob did.
That's the first time I've heard it. I need him to say it again.
Evening Boys.
Yeah.
Evening, Rob.
Evening, Rob.
You're
yes.
right.
Say it like
Yes.
I said it
Absolutely.
again. Say it again.
Yeah.
Babing lalaki.
I've been the Balaki.
Oh, hold on. We've got an expert.
What's occurring?
We've got an expert here. How should you say it?
Like he just said it. He needs to say it again for me to repeat it.
Babing lalaki.
Oh,
Babing
but
lalaki.
that's not Filipino.
No, there's no such language as a Filipino. They speak Tagalog.
Tagalog.
That's one language, and the other language
That
is...
sounds like a bookcase from IKEA.
Well, that's very true,
I
yeah.
thought it sounded more like a baddie out of Doctor Who.
And the other language is Versace. No, hang on.
So you've confused him now. All he can think about is Versace.
Versailles?
No, it's... I always want to say Messiah, but it's not. It's Versailles.
Messiah.
Yeah.
Messiah.
Because when I first heard it, I thought they were saying Messiah. I'm like, is that not from Life of Brian?
Yeah,
you know what I
they
mean?
made that up.
But it's not. It's Versailles. So, and sometimes people speak both languages at the same. They mix them up and it's really confusing.
Why is it two?
I have no idea. I don't know.
Do you want to come back next week when you know what you're talking about?
I'll get back to you. I don't know.
So anyway,
Yes.
welcome home.
Thank you. It's great to be back.
Yeah, welcome back,
Yeah,
Mark.
it's great. It's great. I've only been back for a couple of days.
Did you have a great time?
Yes and no. What I mean by no is as in some bits were very challenging, shall we say?
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like how you say really, as if you didn't expect it.
Yeah. You know what it's going to... Yeah, what did you find challenging? Speaking.
Given that you thought salamat was hello,
Salamat.
and thank you, and goodbye.
No, salamat is thank you.
So has anyone
Yes.
else got anything else to say before we let Mark embark on his Filipino travels?
I've got
Philippine
loads,
travels.
but we'll save it for another time.
Oh, right,
Let's
okay.
make it about Mark.
What were you going to ask? You were going to ask me something.
No. He's still on annual leave, Mark. Right,
So, yes.
let's start from the beginning.
Yeah, any questions? Fire away. I'm
okay,
fully
so-
Filipino now.
So, when you
Yes.
went, how long have you been?
How long did my holiday last for?
Yeah.
4 weeks, a month.
4 weeks.
Yes.
Wow.
Long time, innit?
Wow.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, far too long.
That's
to
the
be honest.
longest we haven't seen each other since we started the podcast.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it been a pleasure.
It's been a welcome break.
Yeah.
So, okay, so tell us, your bags are packed, you're about to set off. Did you go in a taxi? Did you drive to airport?
No, he walked it.
Well, I didn't expect him to have walked in, but he could have got a taxi, he could have drove, a friend could have took him.
So we got the train from Doncaster. I'm going to say Doncaster Airport, Doncaster train station. Got on the train and did the problems occur then?
Probably.
Or was it the next?
Probably, knowing you in trains.
Mark's brain's
Yeah.
literally shut down. Like, we're having to wind it up.
Yeah, it's a long time ago. I've got to even think back. No, I think it was the second train we got on, or was it? Yeah. So I think we got the Doncaster train
We've
somewhere.
not even got to
He's got he's got employee at month at LNER.
No, wait, the first train or the second train? Seriously, I can't remember it a long time ago. But it's irrelevant what train it was.
We know that.
So we get on the train. The train's packed. We've got 4 suitcases, like 2 massive ones, obviously 2. And like we get on there.
Two what?
two
massive ones.
two hand luggages.
Oh, right. Okay.
We get on train. Somebody's in the seats, right? The train is packed, right? This guy, he's not going to move. Will you move? No, we've got reserve. He's not moving. This guy, right?
Anyway, it's like Jeremy Beadle follows him around. If Jeremy Beadle was still alive, he'd just be following Mark round on trains.
And when I said this train's packed, I mean it's packed because this train's like going at Manchester Airport, right? So everybody's got suitcases, and for whatever reason, this train, I don't know in the wisdom. Whoever decides to put this train on, well, we'll put this train on that's going to airport, but we'll make sure that it's got no luggage racks. So there's no luggage racks. So it's got the luggage racks above.
This will really play with his mind.
So I'm going, who do I complain about this? You know what I mean? Or, I'm not even set off on holiday. So, you know the bit between the trains?
Yeah.
The bendy bit, like, you know, I'm having to sort of stand in this bit with these two suitcases.
Near toilets.
Yeah, toilets.
Why
Yeah,
two?
yeah,
You've
toilets.
got
Suitcases,
four,
the big
ain't you?
ones or the Amlags.
The big ones. Aina's got the little ones, and I've got the big ones. Bearing in mind that Aina's she's got two suitcases, obviously a hand luggage and a big one. The big one, the wheels broke on it, so it don't wheel very well. And the hand luggage one, the handle, when you pop it up, you don't pop back down. Well, it does, but
You're like a travelling circus,
So it's
you
like-
two, aren't you?
so it's a nightmare. So I'm in this bit between the two carriages and it's not very big.
And fuming.
I'm fuming.
Fuming
Yeah,
because the guy won't move out your seats.
yeah, he won't move.
So you're fuming at this point, aren't
I'm
you?
fuming, yeah.
I can imagine.
So I said to Aina, go down and sit in the seat because there's only one guy. There's two seats. I said, go down. So off she goes with the two hand luggages. But Aina, in her world, I can see her. She walks past our seats and starts going into the other carriage. And I'm like, I don't know where she's going. And I'm trying to shout to her, bearing in mind the train's packed. And I'm waving to her. And I'm like, what's happening here? Bearing in mind, this bit I'm in, this bendy bit of the train, there's doors that go like that. So I'm shouting, come back, and the doors are shut. And then she can't hear me.
Mark shouting, Salama! Salama! Salama!
So anyway, so at this point,
Sorry, I've just got visions of you shouting and then doors closing.
That's
and then doors opening and shouting again and then doors closing.
that's exactly what's happening. That's exactly what's happening. But the doors behind me are opening and shutting, and they can hear me shouting in that one, but I'm not shouting to anybody in that one. But they're turning around like, I'm not shouting to you guys. So anyway, I'm in this bit here. So anyway, Aina goes and sits next to this guy who won't move, type thing. So she sits there, and I'm still in this gap. Now it's this full. There's a sort of another woman with her suitcase near toilets. So it's a long journey. So she sort of sits down and falls asleep. Fine, not a problem. Then another guy from somewhere, from another carriage, walks up, and he wants to go to the toilet, and obviously he can't get past this woman and her suitcase. So he's sort of looking at me, and I'm looking at him, and I'm like, but bearing in mind, I'm not that close enough to sort of talk to him.
Door's shut at this point. You can't talk to each other.
No, I've sort of wedged the door open with my foot so it doesn't shut, but it keeps pushing me back type of thing. So he's sort of looking at me as if to say, are you going to tell your wife to sort of move type of look? And I'm sort of looking at him as if
So you're definitely not talking to each other?
no, because we're not in...
You're playing eye games?
We're not sort of near enough to sort of say that in the
right.
type of thing. And I'm sort of looking at him to say, she's not with me. She's not my wife. She's not my problem. I'm not, So we've got this awkwardness, like, and I can't really sort of say to him, she's not my wife. So anyway, he's sort of stood there a bit, getting a bit agitated, and I'm getting agitated because he's thinking that's my problem, and I'm like, not my problem. She's not my suitcase, not my woman.
She's not my suitcase.
So like,
Not my woman.
so he buggers off down. So he goes. So anyway, we finally get off the train, and I'm just trying to think what happened. Oh yeah, everything sort of goes smoothly then. We get to us a hotel because we're going to Manchester, of course. We get to Holiday Inn.
You stayed at the Holiday Inn at Manchester?
We stay at Holiday Inn because we're not flying this day. We get there.
At the one at the airport?
We're not flying this day.
We're not flying that day. Yes,
The one at the airport?
The one at the airport. Yeah. We get there. We check in. So that were all right. So this is next day now. We got on his plane. We check in, fine. Now, it's a plane where there's obviously only 2 of us and there's 3 seats.
Yeah.
So
It's a small plane.
Otherwise called private.
yeah, well, you know, I mean, there's 3 seats, 4 seats, 3 seats. And then, so, yeah, you with me?
Yeah, sort of.
Yeah.
It's like somebody keeps fitting one and removing it.
Well, 3 seats an aisle, 4 seats an
Hang on a
aisle,
minute,
3
there were
seats.
4 a minute ago, now there's only 3. Every time the music stops, we take a chair.
So me and Anus picked the aisle seat and the middle seat, but we'd not picked window seat. We thought, well, maybe we might not get anybody sat there. Anyway, we got a guy there. Lovely, this guy. We were a doctor. So I got talking to her a bit, and I'm not going into conversations what we had because it's all pretty boring stuff. But the bit is,
Can you look at this boil on my backside?
the funny thing were, I was talking to him and I saw I shook his hand. I saw, "I'm Mark, and what's your name?" All this lot, and I shook his hand and stuff. And as soon as I shook his hand, he sort of got some sanitizer stuff out, sprayed his hands and cleaned his hands straight after I shook his
Like
hand.
you were still at work.
Yeah. And then when we got off the plane, I
Did
shook
you
his
ask him
hand.
if you could have some?
I should have asked him. Yeah. And then when we got off the plane, I shook his hand again, and he did exactly the same
You
again
should have
with the
kept doing it
sanitizer.
until they run out. Watch him start sweating.
But he were a lovely guy. Let me just check my notes to see if I've missed anything in regards to
Did you
that.
tell him about your podcast? Did you tell him to listen to your podcast?
I didn't know.
Oh.
No, because he were all about him. So I didn't really get a chance to talk about me much. Although he did ask where I met Aina from. And I said Scotland, and that confused him a bit. But I always say that story because that always throws people.
Yeah.
So I told you about suitcases, yeah. I told you about that.
I can't
I
believe
made
you've got a
little notes
shopping
here.
list.
Yeah, no. So that journey. Oh, blimey. So we get off at where are we? We land in Hong Kong.
I love Hong Kong.
Like landing Hong Kong. I mean, lovely airport, brilliant, massive.
Was it planned?
What, to land in Hong Kong? that were planned. It were all on time. So yeah, we waited there, and then we got a flight for that. And that
So it
was
was just a quick transfer. You didn't stay in Hong Kong for any time or anything?
no. So we didn't get a collector's bag because it was about 2 hours, something like that. Although we were long. Aina was stressed, bless her, trying to get from when we got off the plane to the connection or transfers as they call them. I think I'm in airports. Got in there, got on this plane. Now the meal on this, because we had 2 meals on this plane and then a meal on this one. And I ordered what I thought was breakfast. Well, it was breakfast, but I were expecting something a little bit
Breakfasty.
breakfasty. And I think I've got a video of this, but I can't remember what I said. But I almost ended up like it was like a sheep's eyeball and some mushy eggy stuff. But it weren't eggy stuff. It looked like eggy and egg all mushed up. I mean, all these. I've got to really be really careful with my language. All these Asian people on plane were munching through it as if it was like best thing ever. And I'm looking around watching them all and they're going, because you know how fast they eat, these Asian people. I mean, they do eat fast, don't they? With chopsticks there. And I've got no knife and fork, by the way. They don't give you knife and fork. There's just chopsticks. And I'm like, what is going off here? And I tried something. I mean, even Aina won't eat it. So I'm like, something's not right. And I didn't enjoy that very much at all. And I was a bit disappointed. I'm thinking, oh, here we go. I've not even got to Philippines and food's getting bad. So anyway, we had that. Anyway, as we set off from Tokyo Airport, I'm looking at it.
Hang on a minute. How did that happen?
I've jumped on a bit here.
You been getting on some random trains
Are you in Hong
from
Kong
China
or
to
Tokyo?
Japan?
Sorry, what did I say? Tokyo? Oh, can you edit that out? I didn't mean Tokyo.
As if this is hard enough to follow as
sorry.
it is and not changing.
I think it's funny how he said I've jumped on a bit. I'm thinking, what? He's gone to Hong Kong then to Tokyo?
Sorry, no. Can you edit just edit that out, Kirk? I didn't mean Tokyo. I meant Hong Kong. Hong Kong. But what I meant about jumping ahead, because obviously this breakfast were later on, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But I've missed a bit. So as we're setting off from Hong Kong airport, we're setting off. I'm looking down and all this lot. Guess what I saw?
The floor.
Yes.
A blue brick.
I mean, I'm going to tell you guys. You'll go, oh, really?
The Japanese flag.
No, not quite.
Go on then.
I only saw Hong Kong Disneyland. from the plane.
Really?
And I don't mean just a little. I could see the fountain. I could see the castle. I could see Space Mountain. I could see Main Street. And I'm like, well, that's tiny.
Well, just so
I
you know,
was super excited.
that does not count as though you've been.
No, I know.
You cannot tick it off your list because you flew over it.
Well, me and Aina ended up having a bit of an argument about it.
Because you wanted to turn plane round and go back.
Because I said to Aina, why didn't we go a day before? I could have. We could, because it's literally. I mean, it looked like it were 15 minutes from airport.
Yeah.
Well, I could have nipped there. I did
Travelling at 500 mile an hour in the sky, maybe.
Yeah. when I show you guys a picture, in fact, I've got a video of me leaving airport and flying. He'll go, "That's super near." So we ended up arguing about it. Super near. So me and Aina ended up arguing about it, going, "Why didn't you go?" Anyway, we're fine now. We've made.
Anyway, divorced.
So he sets off. So that's fine. We land. Right, so we land at this airport. Which airport?
Argentina?
No. I'm just trying to think which airport, because I've been through loads. No, I'll come to that airport later. So we land at this airport. That's a normal airport.
In the Philippines. Are you now in the Philippines?
We're in the Philippines,
Right,
yeah.
okay.
We're in.
Congratulations.
Where am I?
Tune in for episode 2.
Which airport am I landed at? I can't remember which airport I landed at. I might have been Manila, which is capital. Or it might not have been. I can't remember. I really can't, because I'm really tired at this point. Because because I don't sleep on planes.
Have you and Rob had a brain transplant?
So I'd been awake for nearly 2 days at this point. By the time we landed in the Philippines. So what was transport? What happened in transport? I know. So we get. Is it a taxi? Yeah, we get. I'm not really prepared. So we get a taxi, and then we go to. The plan is to go to.
It sounds to me like you bumped into Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones.
So we end up going to Aina's sister's house, which is in Manila. We were staying there for one day.
Right.
For one night, one day. So we get in a taxi. Yeah, we get there. Traffic's horrendous. We'll cover traffic and cars later on. So we get there, and we get to this house. We stay there for one night, and then next day we've got another flight then to a mom and dad's island. Island. Yeah, because it's all islands. So am I missing anything here? No, we fly there. So I'm having a bit of sleep.
No
but
dramas
not
on
much.
this flight. Everything was fine.
No dramas on this flight, although food... Did we get any food on this one? Oh, we got pot... I think this was serving pot
We
noodles.
weren't there.
Keep asking these questions, isn't it?
They're serving pot noodles, I think. I don't mean like our pot noodles. I'm talking like Asian pot noodles, which are really strange. But, yeah. And I asked for a cup of tea. I go, can I have a tea? And they went, cold? And I went, no, hot. And then I realised, I thought, hang on a minute here. I said, English breakfast tea. And sort of she looked at me as if, I have no idea what that is.
Yeah, do you know where you are?
and so I think she said something about Earl Grey. And so she served me that, but she didn't give me any sugar or milk. So it weren't very, very good, really. And plus, it were only half a cup. So I'm a bit.
That's point 3 on his complaint. That he's writing in.
Absolutely.
What airlines?
Can you follow people on TripAdvisor?
I think this might have been Cebu Airlines. Something like
Cebu
that.
Airlines.
Cebu.
Oh, Cebu.
CEBU, and it's only got little propellers. That's all it is. So it's all a bit, a bit bodgy.
You're getting on an airline that's got propellers, and you're asking them for tea, English breakfast tea.
Well, I know, but I thought, I might as well ask.
Yeah,
So you landed, and where was this you'd landed?
So we landed in. Good question. I don't know where I were.
It weren't meant to be an hard one.
Yeah, I know. We've landed somewhere in the Philippines, on the island where Aina's mum and dad live.
Which is called... You were there for 4 weeks.
Yeah. Well, no, I weren't on this island for 4 weeks. Went to different islands.
Oh,
I'm
right,
all
yeah.
over.
Trying to find the right island.
I mean, they have famous. They've got about 352 different islands in
Okay,
Philippines.
so
Approximately.
Yeah, approximately. Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
Just so we can get some kind of scope of this, right?
Yeah.
So the first place you went to was Aina's mum and dad's place of residency where they live.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, which I know that's called Panikinikan. Panikinikan.
Easy for you to say.
It's called what?
Panikinikan. It's in
It
the.
sounds like you're going in really confident and then just really unsure about the end.
I know I'm not.
Yeah, but the best
Not
thing
by the
is,
hairs on his chinny shin chin again.
the best thing is this is what we're asking for. 10 minutes ago when I said, where did you go?
Yeah,
And you went,
well, I've just.
I don't know.
I've just remembered.
Right,
That's what I'm
brilliant.
saying.
So you've got there, right? And
Yeah.
how
Where
long are
is
you?
it?
How long are you here for?
Well, hang on. So we had to. The
You're going to tell us about that, but how long are you
Oh,
here
okay.
for?
we're there for. We're there for about a week.
Brilliant. Carry on then. So
Right. So from airport we get a taxi, but this taxi is like a tuk-tuk. But it's not a tuk-tuk. It's a tricycle. So it's
It's not a tuk-tuk.
No, but no, it's not. It's basically a motorbike with a sidecar on. Now I know you might.
You know this holiday?
Yeah.
Was it planned or were you drugged and kidnapped?
Well, it felt like I was drugged and kidnapped at times because it's all in Aina's hands. I don't really know what's happening. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know who I'm seeing. I'm just going along with it. So this tricycle is literally a motor. You know how the old-fashioned days where we had a what do you call them on side? Sidecars. It's like that, but not. Because they've sort of welded all this. Again, if I showed you a picture, you'd go, "Oh, I see what you mean."
Yeah.
It's just welded loads of crap on it, and it's just rubbish. It's rubbish. It's just horrible, and you just sit in the back of it.
Suitcases.
On your knee.
Well, they're just in this tricycle, all shoved in.
Okay.
Oh, did we not get her? Oh no, we did. We did. We got. Oh, did we? Anyway, it were a long journey. It was about an hour. And
like this episode.
On a motorbike.
I'm getting some of these things wrong, but
Well, don't worry.
Yeah,
just
anyway,
read it.
We don't know, so
No,
you can
no
get
one
as
else
much wrong
knows.
as you want.
yeah, well, he knows, and everybody was listening or going, "Well, I don't know what he's talking about." So we gets there. Is that what you want to know?
Yeah.
Yeah, we get there, and I mean, as we get out the city, because we're coming out of the city of Manila, I mean, it's all hustly and bustly, and then we're getting towards province. So it's basically just like our countryside.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, again, I've
So
got
what can you see? So you're going from the... Is it like...
Metropolis.
Yeah, in the city, obviously,
Yeah.
and you're going more remote. Is it more like sort of jungle-esque? Is it... What's...
Exactly like that.
Right, okay.
But more jungly, if you like.
More jungly than jungly.
yeah, because as in roads are really like not roads.
Like
You know,
tracks. They're like tracks.
In a jungle.
Like in a jungle.
Yeah, sort of
Okay,
thing.
cool.
But then there'll be a bit of tarmac and then a bit of concrete and then you'll go and then it sort of goes back again. It's just really weird. So we gets
It's
there.
like roads round here, that really.
Yeah. So we gets there and we're there for a week, and we get to the house because they've got quite a nice house, mom and dad. It's
Yeah.
you know.
You don't need to sound surprised.
No?
Well, if you saw some of these other houses,
Oh,
they
okay.
all like just they are. I mean, a lot of this we need a lot of visuals to it, but of course we can't.
Paint
It's
the
a-
picture, Mark.
It's a podcast, so
Yeah,
the
paint the
picture.
picture.
well, I've got to be careful because obviously a family live there, and I don't want to be too about where they live, but. Some of the houses are like just literally wooden shacks on stilts. It's
Right,
with
okay.
no doors, no windows,
Really?
just nothing. I mean, it's hot. It's boiling.
Yeah. I expected them to have a door for security.
Some
but
have doors, some don't. I mean,
Right.
again, it's like rich house and poor houses.
I'm guessing. Did it feel quite safe?
Well, funny you should say that, right? All the time we were there at mom and dad's, Aina didn't sleep because she felt unsafe, and I'm like, I felt I were fine. I'm walking around streets, waving to everyone. and Aina's going, it's dangerous around here. And I'm like, I'm hello, waving to people.
Earl Grey!
But Aina didn't feel safe at all.
Salamat!
Yeah.
Salamat!
And
Exactly.
Is that where Aina grew up?
Yeah.
Where they live now?
No. the areas where she grew
Yes,
up.
no.
But not the house.
Right, okay.
She took me to the house where she lived in. Complete. Right mess.
And
I mean,
Complete
yeah.
right mess.
I mean,
and where they live now, is that far from where she grew up?
no, it's probably from here to. Well, it's pointless saying that because people are listening. It's a bit like I'm not good at distances either. Maybe from.
You're great at storytelling.
No, I'm more visual. It's probably. Look, let me ask you this: from here to.
I don't know how far it is.
From here to Motorway Junction, Mark. How far's that?
Half a mile.
So it's about half a mile. So it's less than. It's about half a mile.
Quarter a mile.
Quarter of a mile. So it's quarter of a mile. It's walking distance anyway. To where her house is.
You are a walking advert for this holiday, Mark. You know that.
I know, I'm not.
And so, what made Aina so uncomfortable, sort of being there now from when she grew up? Is it just because she's used to?
Well, I don't know. I asked her that, and I think it's because she were feeling unsafe for me, and because she
he's going to go off wandering in the middle of the night, waving at people asking for Earl Grey.
It's a bit weird. I don't know. I don't know why she felt she couldn't sleep at night because she felt people were going to come in and house and I said, well, does that happen? I mean, I said to her, there's nothing else there's nothing in the house from to nick. There's no electric. There's no what are they going to possibly nick in here? There's nothing in here. I mean, there's no money. There's no.
So
What's happening?
So they don't have electricity.
Yeah,
they do have
but
electricity.
it goes, yeah, well they do. It comes off and comes off and goes off and that. And I'm trying to charge my phone in electricity. I'm like, what about my phone? I mean, they could nick my phone, I guess, but they.
Right, so got electricity.
We're not laughing at the fact that they've got electric and they're not electric, and they've got electric. It's the way you're telling it. It's just so funny.
What about my phone?
I'm only laughing because you're laughing.
How's you looking here? What about my phone? I suppose they could nick my phone.
Every time somebody comes in, lights go off.
I mean, what are they going to need?
They could nick my phone, but it won't have any battery on it.
So, we've got electricity sometimes.
Yeah.
We've got running water.
Only cold, no hot water.
Right. But they heat that, obviously, so
No, there's no hot water.
they don't heat it.
No.
What about it? So you definitely weren't having a cup of tea then?
Oh, they've got a kettle.
Jesus. Right, Mark.
Sorry.
I think you need to find warming up water than a bloody kettle.
Sorry. Sorry. I thought you meant.
It only came out tepid because every time it started boiling, the electric went off.
Sorry. Sorry. I thought you meant. I didn't think you meant a kettle. I thought you meant, do they have a boiler? So they can wash pots up and have a shower.
Right, yeah.
I thought that's what you meant. Not like, nobody uses it. There's only me who uses kettle. Nobody has hot drinks. Nobody drinks hot drink. Nobody's drinking tea or coffee.
Because it's so hot, right?
Yeah, they just.
So how hot is it? Give us a rough idea.
Oh, hotter than sun. I mean, it's. It's hot. I mean, it's hot. I'm hot. I mean, I saw. When I was walking around, so I saw seriously, there were some locals with coats on. And I'm like, what are you doing? They're like, it's a bit cold. I'm like, cold? It must have been in 90s. It were hot. It were really
90s?
hot. Yeah.
Can we do like
So that'll have been in 30s then, won't it?
Yeah, 30.
Right.
Oh, yeah. It must have been 32, 33. And it were cold to them.
Wow.
Even though it were cold sometimes.
So was it their winter?
Yeah. Well, spring sort of time.
Right.
And so just let me clarify this. Did Aina's mum and dad's house have windows and doors?
Yes.
So my next question is...
They had bars on them.
Right, that's fine. Did they have aircon? That might be a ridiculous thing to ask.
Intermittently.
They did have aircon, just one room.
Okay.
And that were our bedroom.
Right.
Well, that were nice of them, though, to put you in that room.
Well, that's usually their room.
That's what I mean. But to put you in that room, that's nice. From
Yeah,
them, isn't it?
well, yeah, that's right. Well,
Yeah.
Thank you.
But so, as you probably might know from what I've said previously, so a sister, Miller, who lives in America, who's married to an American guy, Bob, I've met them. They came over to ours a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
They were obviously, well, not I say not obviously, but they were there as well.
Yeah.
And they arranged to have aircon fitted to their room because they're used to, aircon. So they had it fitted week before we arrived. So the only 2 bedrooms I had aircons were mine.
So it's not as remote and as outward as you think. You know, I mean, he's talking about being remote in a jungle, sort of whatever. It's not that remote, is it? If you have an aircon fitted and you've got electricity.
Well, I say, yes, it is. I mean, this aircon's like it's not brand new. It's like a battered old thing shoved in window. And again, I've got to be careful what I say because I don't want to be sort of slagging their house off. I mean,
at the end of the day, yeah, I get it.
You're just trying to paint a picture in all fairness.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's an aircon unit that's just slightly older. But even then,
it's really old and it's duct tape round window.
Yeah.
It's shoved in.
Did it work?
Yes, when
Happy
electricity
days.
were on.
Yeah. So this electricity, let's get to the bottom of this, right? Does it go off? How long does it go off for when it goes off?
Oh, it went. I mean, one time it went off for about 5 hours.
Oh, really? Right. So they've got quite an unstable.
Yes.
What do you call it now?
Son-in-law.
No. Yeah. They've got an unstable grid, if you like.
Yeah.
Right,
Again,
okay.
if I showed you some pictures of, I mean, literally on the streets, the fuse boards are on the street, on the posts.
Yeah, I can imagine that.
Sort of. Any problems, then there's just wires hanging down and all like it's just terrible.
So you've got there, you've settled into the house, and you're about to meet Aina's mum and dad for the first time.
Yeah.
Oh, you've not met them ever yet, have you?
No, never met them. No. I've done voice FaceTime with them, but they don't speak English.
I've done phone calls.
I've
done voice speaking before.
Well, excuse me. The strange thing is, her mom understands English.
Right.
But she can't speak it. Her dad understands nothing.
Right.
So I've done FaceTime with her dad, but again,
we don't. Your head
we just pat each other because we're both bald, so we just pat each other's, than that. So we go and her mom and dad's there. I think her dad's asleep at this point, but her mom's there. So I meet her, I hug her, and that's as much as we can do because.
I think I think the thing is that we can't ignore the fact that because at this point, right, everything you've described is my worst nightmare about travelling. And it just genuinely is. People say about obviously different cultures. And
you mean being sat next to Mark?
Yeah. However, at least you've got Aina.
Yeah.
As in, that is Filipino.
Yes.
So it doesn't really matter that you and her mum can't converse because you've almost got an interpreter there that can speak whatever language you said it were.
Tagalog
and English.
Yeah.
So at least you've got that connection.
Did you find it difficult though? Because I can imagine when you meet them for the first in person, you want to be able to say, you want to be able to have even a small conversation, don't you, of some sort. Did you find that difficult?
Yeah, I did. I mean, I found it more awkward because I'm quite a social person, and I'm not. When I'm around people, I don't. I like to keep myself to myself when I need to, but in those sort of situations, I don't just sit in a corner. I like to introduce myself and talk to people. So when you can't communicate with someone,
quite isolating.
It's isolating, and and so I did feel awkward at times, thinking I feel quite bad. I'm sat in their house, and I'm sat next to them, and I can't talk to them. I mean, I could talk to her mom and say, "Oh, it's really nice to meet you," and she'd just nod, but then she couldn't reply back to me.
Yeah.
And her dad obviously were clueless, bless him. He didn't have a clue.
At what point did her dad come out? Dad woke up, he was asleep when you first got there?
I think
minute by minute.
Yeah, he was asleep. He came out and I think he just nodded at me. Again, he's sort of nodded and what have you. I mean, he's 80. And that's why we went there because it was his 80th birthday. And the next day.
Did you shake his hand?
Yeah, I shook his hand and hugged him.
Right, cool. It's kind of understanding how
They
that.
do like each other, Rob. You
Yeah,
know
I
that,
know,
don't you?
but it's understanding how this interaction. Because
mean-
I'm so interested in how did you navigate this.
I mean, to throw more things in, I mean, it weren't just us. There were probably at this point, there's about 30 people here in this house. There's
Wow, it's a big house there.
you know,
did
there's-
you arrive on his 80th birthday?
No, his
That's
80th birthday.
tomorrow.
That's on next podcast.
Pay
yeah.
attention.
No,
Right.
that's the next day.
So why were the 30 people there? They all come to see you
well,
guys.
I exaggerate a little bit. There were probably maybe about 20, probably.
Okay, all right. But still, these 20 people, they
Yeah.
don't all live in Aidan's mum and dad's house.
No, I mean how much time have we got here? I mean, there's another house on the property because the land's massive. There's another sort of house, and again, I use house very loosely.
Yeah.
And again, I've got to be careful because I don't want to disrespect. It's just literally a house made out of bricks. Where
That's how they are in
Well,
this
most of
country.
those houses over here that are made out of bricks.
But I mean, as in they're not plastered or anything. That's where her brother lives and the kids, and somebody else lives in there. But I mean, family's massive. Everybody, I mean, there's loads
And they
of them.
all live very close together.
Yes.
All right, okay.
Grandma's house is here as well on the same land.
Yeah.
You know, there's chickens running around. There's a pig. I mean, you saw a picture. Well, that's a different pig. That's what we ate, that pig. But, so there were quite a lot of people there. And then, of course, there were loads of us all flying in. I mean, family's huge. There's loads of them.
No.
So they were, and I'm trying to remember all their names. Bizarrely, they won't mind me saying this because this is what their names are. For some reason, all the names seem to be like double barreled. So like somebody's called BB, somebody's called Ren, somebody's called Tatar, and I'm like, why has everybody got two? It's like me. It's like you call Rob, Kurt, Mark. I'm like, what's going off here? Why is all names all like this? You know.
Did you ever find out?
No. But it was just weird that everybody's like got these.
And how good at speaking English were Aina's brothers and other family members, other than Bob, who's American?
Yeah, so obviously her sister who lives in America with Bob, she speaks English. Ellen, who lives in Dubai, she speaks English. Her husband were there, he speaks good English. Her brother, Manu, he speaks a little bit of English.
Right.
So
we're working on the filter of how strong their English is.
Yeah. So it was all a bit, I could communicate with most of them.
And I guess you got some things in common then there because you had people that you could speak with. It weren't like the only person you could speak with the whole time you were there was Aina, and also they were also in the same situation as you. They also couldn't necessarily have conversations with other.
It's generally the older people that don't speak English. I mean, all the kids their first language is English. That's what they learned at school.
Right. Okay.
So they were all pretty good.
Yeah.
So what I want to know,
Yes.
because I know that what was the first thing you had to eat while you was over there?
First thing I had to eat. Well, oh God, I think I was offered some chicken.
All right.
I thought, oh great. And because they have rice for breakfast, they have rice for everything. Mm-hmm. I thought chicken and rice, but then I learned something which I didn't know. They went, well, I don't think you'll like this chicken. I went, why won't I like? Everybody loves chicken. They went, yeah, but our chicken's not Western chicken. What you guys have, our chicken's our chicken. Huh? And I'm like, what? So yeah, so I had this chicken, and it's like it's tough as old boots, and they prefer that. So I didn't even know this were a thing, but like our chicken, what we eat in Western world, are completely different from their chicken, because they bred completely differently. So obviously they've got chickens. I know you go, well, surely a chicken's a chicken, innit?
Yeah.
No.
Did it look like a chicken?
Yeah.
I mean, it looked like a chicken.
Did it cross the road like a chicken?
I couldn't sleep for these chickens because they were literally running around.
Talking of chickens, we'll come back to your story in a minute. Driving round country lanes round here, why do they call it plain chicken? They should call it plain pheasant.
Oh yeah.
You know
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, Mark.
So are you sure that the chickens are not very similar? It's just the way they cook it.
No, because when I was talking to Tattoo, yeah, the guy who's married to Ellen, he said it don't matter how long you cook it for or whatever, because he don't like it because he's been westernised a little bit. He says it's just how their chickens are.
Wow.
And so, I mean, the chickens don't look like our chickens. They're not, plumped up and that. I mean, the skinny old, rackety old things. I mean, you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? The horrible things.
Skinny old rackety old things.
Yeah, they just, they just look a mess. And they wouldn't even, they're running in kitchen. And kitchen's open, so there's no doors on this particular bit of kitchen type thing. They're running into kitchen, running out. There's lizards all over the place. There's lizards on wall. They don't seem to. Nobody's bothered about it. And I'm like, I'm literally sat there going, there's chickens and stuff, and there's lizards walking, and everybody's like. Yeah,
I've just got an idea of Mark just sat on the porch talking to family members. He's got a chicken on his shoulder.
Yeah.
It's like,
while he's eating a chicken sandwich.
yeah.
So I think this chicken, it were I couldn't eat it. It was horrible. You know what I
So,
mean?
first week then, give us a summary of the first week that you were there. What was the highlight of the week?
Probably a dad's party, which was the next day.
Oh, right, okay.
So a dad's party. So they got in some caterers. So again, we need visual pictures of this. I mean, they've got a marquee outside. They've got all chairs set up. 150 people at this party in their house, and it was almost like everybody in the village, and everybody knew it. Everybody knew everybody.
Something else you aren't being invited to, Mark.
Yeah. Cheers, Mark.
It was weird because they got all this food. It was almost like because there were this party on, they were coming for food. I mean, they were coming to see, I forgot a name of what's the name's what's Nina's dad's name? Because they never addressed him by they all addressed him by Tate.
I swear to God, you're just making these words up.
Is that a word for dad?
Yeah,
Okay, well, let's call him dad.
Dad. So all these people are coming for this food. I mean, they're literally queuing up for this food. It's literally down the street.
Are other people come for food, not just the family?
Yeah, everybody in village is coming. It's just words can't describe how bizarre this is. It's something out of a film.
So
I think it's brilliant.
It is brilliant. I mean,
community, like our grandfathers, grandmothers knew it to be. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Where streets.
I'll take your word for that, Rob.
Well, the communities where all the doors were unlocked and you knocked on and you went to see your neighbour and I guess in a different way, but it is, I imagine it's just a massive community. Yeah. Everybody knows everybody.
Absolutely.
A birthday party like an 80th, everyone's coming.
Everybody's coming, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
all complaining. Chicken's tough.
I mean, they had all sorts of stuff. I mean, I don't even.
Garlic bread.
I mean, I didn't touch any of this food because it would just. Listen, it didn't look horrible. It looked nice, but when you get up close to it, you go, I'm not sure I'm going to eat this.
It surprises me that though, because you are the sort of person that will try anything. Like if somebody said to you, "Here, try this," you might not like the look of it or the smell of it, but you'd still normally try it.
Yeah, I would, but the point is, I'd have to join this queue, and it was quite a big queue. Because the queue, and I couldn't push in. Right. And the queue was long. And by the time the queue went down, the food had gone. Right. Because they were just eating it like Billy-O. It was just. So and there were
Billy-O.
So there were only rice, and rice is rice. But I'm talking as if I didn't enjoy it. I did enjoy it because I'm never ever going to do something like this. Never. Even if you went to Philippines, you wouldn't do this. You'd go to all tourist places.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I enjoyed it, but like I said, it was challenging in bits. You know what I mean? The privacy side to it. Like I said, there's no hot water. I mean, there's no flushing toilets.
Did you provide the disco?
Yeah.
Sorry, go back on that. There's no toilets.
There's no flushing toilets.
No flushing toilets. Right.
No. So
how does that work?
So what you do with toilet is there's no flush on it. It's just literally a toilet pan.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, if you have a wee, then there's a bucket next to it, a big bucket, and you just throw the water down the toilet, and it flushes it. You flush it yourself manually.
Yeah. Right.
Obviously, if you do a number two,
then
same thing, but you put the paper in a bin.
Right.
You can't put paper down the toilet.
Right. Yeah, because I guess sewage systems aren't quite designed for toilet paper.
So you go, okay, fine. But when you bearing in mind, I'm here for a month. I've got to deal with this. It's hard to deal with because we're
not a problem if all you're eating is rice.
So and of course there's no shower. It's just literally a bucket, and you put the water over your head.
And it's cold unless
the same
you boil.
water.
The same water, yeah, that goes in the toilet you put over your shower. You know, it's the same water.
And literally, you just pour it over your head. There's no
Yeah.
right.
Which I know you might think, well, it's hot country, so that
And you
mean
pour it over your feet as well.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, you think it's a hot country, you'd be all right, but it is still quite cold.
The water.
The water.
Yeah.
So
I'd
even
I'd struggle with that. I can't stand under cold water.
it's not
Well,
great.
yeah, I get. Yeah, obviously the premise of what it's buried underground. It's coming from underground pipes, isn't it? So yeah, it's not going to be. I didn't think it'd be hot.
No.
But
There's no reason for. See, a mum and dad don't have hot water because there's no reason for them to have hot water because they're used to that climate.
So weather-wise, then,
Yep.
did it just remain like it was? Did it change at all? Was it tropical or was
It was tropical,
Was it
so it's-
warm? Did you have storms or?
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say we had a storm, but it rained. So it tended, the first couple of nights it rained during the night, and I wanted to see the rain, but obviously I'm in my bedroom. I have no I'm in this room with no window because we've got the aircon stuck to it, gaffer tape round, so I can't look out of it. All I can hear is chickens and crickets, and there's everything going off. I mean, we moan about traffic noises and stuff. We've got like farmyard noises going off. You know, pigs oinking and chicken. I mean, just all like what's going off? It's so noisy. Do you know what I mean? An aircon unit, you know, it's like you know. But I did see it one night where it rained and it literally teemed down. And everything flooded. So, you know, it all flooded outside in garden and stuff. And then literally it stopped and then it just all disappeared.
yeah.
So it just disappears like
So,
that.
did Aina's dad have a good birthday party?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, he's quite a bit of a character as in he's a man and not of many words. I mean, he don't speak to me because obviously he can't speak English, but he's not a chatterbox at all. He's very, very quiet. So like during his birthday thing, I mean, there were a lot of stuff going off. There's games going off. You know, they've got karaoke because they love karaoke. They've got hired in a karaoke machine. Everybody's singing karaoke and stuff. He's literally sat on this porch, like, just nobody's really talking to him. He's just like sort of like king of his castle, just
Like
looking
taking
at
it all in.
taking it all in.
yeah.
You know, so it was a bit of a weird way because he weren't like you know a typical like geezer type bloke. He's not like that at all.
I don't think it would be.
You know, but yeah,
Shots.
yeah, not like that.
Alcohol was there alcohol at this party?
Yeah, there were loads of So it's Red Horse what they have over here.
That's what?
Red Horse. That's what it is, and it's Red Horse.
What is it?
It's a lager type thing.
Right.
It's their lager. It's a subsidiary of San Miguel, which of course, as you know, is
Yes.
a Filipino
Yes.
beer. So it's just a subsidiary of that, and it's
I thought San Miguel was Spanish.
Nope.
everybody
Well, I
thinks.
actually
everyone
thought it
thinks-
was Mexican.
No,
Everybody thinks that
it's Filipino.
It's Filipino.
Is it?
It's
Yeah.
Philippines. Yeah.
the
It's
Filipino that created it, and then did he move to Spain? And I think something like
Well-
the guy who created it is Filipino and then moved, and I think he then.
The reason why people think it's Spanish is, which I did, is because first of all because the name San Miguel, it's a Spanish name, but Spain
And there's a huge brewery in Spain.
yeah.
yeah.
Big San Miguel.
But it's just like you know, a bit like Irish and American. There's Irish Americans type
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
There's a big connection there. It's same with Philippines. It's Filipino and Spanish. It's
Yeah.
because some of their language is Spanish. It's some of their words.
okay.
So I don't. It goes back centuries or whatever. So that's where it all comes from. That's the connection with San Miguel.
So it's in partnership with San Miguel brand.
Right, yeah, it's just a brand. You know how we have, like Brewdog will have different
Yeah,
brands,
yeah, yeah.
whatever. It's
Yeah.
similar to that. I mean, I'd never heard of it till I got there, and I drank it.
And
I'm
was it
like,
nice?
It were nice. I mean, it's strong.
Yeah.
I think it were. Is it? It's 5.9%.
Oh, fantastic! That's my kind of beer.
And I didn't think it were that strong. Me and Bob drank loads of it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I mean, it's super cheap.
I was gonna say how much would it be for a bottle of this beer?
Well, they don't have small bottles. They have like big bottles, and I think it's what would be
Well,
a
the 600 or a litre.
I think
Would it be a litre?
It'd be a litre. So over there, that would be about 80 pence. You know, money.
Wow.
It's super cheap. Super
Mark, where you
cheap.
going?
Ellen!
Mark, where you going?
Ellen, you better get them passports out.
I mean, we'll get on to money and cost of things later, but it's really cheap. It's and that's so. Yeah, there were lots of beer, but the thing was me and Bob were drinking this Red Horse on balcony type thing and observing all this birthday party going on, and obviously there's loads and loads of people that I ain't got a clue who they are, and they were coming up and asking for beer. They were almost like begging for this beer, but in a nice way. And I'm like, I don't know who they are. And they can't speak English, and they're going blah 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 in the language. And I'm going, I don't know what they're talking about. And it's almost like that they can't afford this beer, so that's a luxury to them.
Yeah.
But I don't want to give them beer because it's not for me to give them beer, and you know, and
you don't give anything away.
well, it weren't my beer to give away. So that happened quite a lot, and they'd come up and they were quite drunk and stuff, and people would be just wandering to the house, and you know, it's really hard to sort of build this picture up about how it was. It were really surreal, but also what we're interested in is that me and Bob obviously were the only sort of white people there. So when they had this birthday party with all these people, they were absolutely fascinated by us.
Oh, really?
And the best way to describe it is if you know when you become famous. I'm not famous. I don't think I'll ever become famous. But I can imagine when you do become famous, and people want to be with you, and they look at you, and they want to take your photo, and everybody's round you. That's the closest I've ever felt of feeling famous. Wow. If you do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they just want to come up.
Actually.
They want to come up. They want to talk to you. They want to touch you. They're staring at you because some of these people have never seen white people before. They've never. Because I mean, got to remember, I'm not in a city. I'm in the province.
Yeah.
And they're absolutely. It's almost like
they've got you with Spotify.
Yeah, but they're just mesmerised. Particularly the children. The children are just. You know, again, we've got videos of these kids, and I don't want to sound
Careful.
I don't want to sound too Jimmy Savile here, you know, but they were just wanted to come up and talk. They're just.
You were going to say touch you then, weren't you?
Yeah.
They just wanted to come up and touch you, so you decided to film it.
Yeah, and
I bet you could have conversations with the little kids though more than you could the elderly, couldn't you?
A little bit, yeah. I mean, some of the little. I mean, again. This I've got to. It sounds really bad. The little girls were more interested in me and Bob than the boys, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And again, I know this sounds all very seedy. It was in a very open place, and I weren't doing anything. Disclaimer.
Hiding in plain sight, I think you'll call it.
Yeah. So. And I were very much aware of this. I'm thinking, oh crikey, you know. But then that side, it were really strange because they're fascinated by it. They've completely. And then when you start speaking, they're fascinated even more because you know you're talking a language that they're not really
Most
familiar
people
with.
are fascinated when you start talking.
Yeah.
Can't understand the bloody word you're saying.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm aware that I speak fast.
Yeah.
And although they knew our English, they were expecting, you know, like a Jason Statham voice, or you know, like a Cockney, you know, a Londoner type voice. So, so some of them struggled to understand me, and I had
struggled to understand you, to be honest. Mark.
I had to they understood Bob more because he's American and he speaks slower than me. So they found it fascinating that we're an American and English guy. So
first week, you've had a dad's. Was there anything else that happened in that first week that was interesting? Tell us about Mr. Piggy.
Oh, right, okay. So, well, Mr. Piggy was...
dinner.
So, at this party, they had two massive pigs that were cooked, spit roasted, and he were one of them. And he come on this, and he's got his own little special thing, and that's how they transport pigs around.
Just to give some clarity, we saw a video while Mark was away where a tuk-tuk arrived with a pig in the back of the tuk-tuk, and Mark basically... Alive. Yeah. Grunting, with Mark saying, "This is tonight's tea."
Yeah, and that were tonight's tea type thing.
Wow.
But then
that must have been nice, having a bit of.
That I had some of that. That was lovely.
Yeah.
But again, that went pretty quick.
Yeah,
I mean, and there's loads of crackling because you've got the old pig. But some went down, and they had two of them, two massive, and it went super fast.
It's a lot of meat. That.
It's a lot of meat. But they eat a lot because they just eat. That's all they do. Because no else to do. There's no podcast to listen to or TV to watch. What else is there to do?
Yeah.
Eat pigs.
Just eat meat. I mean rice for breakfast, you know, and stuff. Anyway, so but then they brought another pig, another couple of days later, and I'm like, oh, well, we're having pig again. No, they brought this pig to mate with the pig they've got. So they've got a pig in backyard in pen, and they brought this pig to do business. But again, it was a bit of a show. So we all went round. So everybody's watching him. Everybody's like, "Look at this!" And I'm filming it, going, "This is great." So I said to again, it's all normal to them. They're like, "Oh yeah, he comes every like 6 months or whatever to do his business." And then they have piglets, and then because they trade them.
Yeah.
They trade them as
they train them.
They trade them as money. because everything's worth something.
Yeah, this
to him.
one's an electrician.
Yeah. All of a sudden, it's Babe, big in the city.
Because like one guy that I'm speaking to night before party, again, I don't know. I mean, I spoke to loads of people. I didn't even know who they were. I spoke to this one guy, and he kept saying to me, "I'll bring you 2 chickens." So he brought me 2 chickens next day, and he gave me these 2 chickens as a present. And
you still got
Alive or dead?
no, alive, but then
Did you bring him home?
no, because he then chopped their heads off and cooked them, and this is when we had this odd chicken, and it were like, and it were odd chicken, it was horrible.
And it was a gift.
And it was a gift. 2 chickens.
Horrible.
I like how he says it with a smile on his face.
But that were quite expensive to him because he's given up 2 of his chickens.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of money to him, and I felt quite privileged.
And
so
how did you say thank you?
I said salamat to him, and I said 2 chickens to him and that. And then I gave him a bottle of beer, and he was happy with that. I mean, it weren't my beer. I just said, I'll have a bottle of beer. So it was all good.
So that was week 1 then.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. I mean, there's probably a few other bits and bobs, but yeah,
Well,
week
you
1.
can tell us when you remember them.
Yeah.
So, right, so then
Week 1.
you finish week 1,
Yeah.
then what happens?
So we off to Surgo, which is another island,
Okay.
which is the sort of more touristy type place.
And can I just ask, is this like just you and Anna, or all of you, a group of you, the
so
whole
this-
village?
So this is me and Aina, Bob and Miller, BB. Oh, well, her name's Renz, but they all seem to have 2 names.
Yeah, we've talked about that.
You don't need to name him. You could just say there was a few of us. I just meant, was it you and Anna, or was it a few
No,
of you?
there were a few of us.
Cool.
Mom and Dad came with us as well.
All right.
So
Right.
they don't travel very much, so they came. So hence why we went on hovercraft. Sorry. Why did I say hovercraft? It's
don't
not. It's a boat. I don't know why I said hovercraft. I don't know why I said that. It felt like an hovercraft. So we get to port. I mean, that were a fiasco in itself. I mean, anyway. I can't remember. I remember it being a fiasco. Why were it a fiasco?
Because you were there.
No, it were a fiasco. Because we got tickets, but we had to then show ID. Although we bought the tickets, we had to show ID. Then when we were going through like airport control thing, well, not airport, but scanning thing, we had to go put us some bags through, but not others.
Some bags.
Yeah, because we got a suitcase, of course, didn't we? Because we're moving from place to place.
It was a
Do you know
sunbag.
something?
Was it a
I
sunbag?
reckon-
Suitcase, I meant
I
to-
reckon we're stumbling onto a huge product here that needs marketing.
What's that?
And it's a story, and it comes as a jigsaw. And you've got to try and put it together. You've just got 1,000 bits, and you've got to try and make sense of it.
1,000 words, and you've got to put in the right order.
Yeah.
Yeah, very true.
I know I'm not good at telling stories. I'm really not good. Because it's
I
all...
think you're brilliant.
No, it's a bit all jumbled. So, anyway, we get on this boat.
So anyway, Tokyo.
we get on this boat. Anyway, we arrive there. Anyway, when we arrive there, we go through... I see this massive boat. I'm thinking, that looks great. We're on that. It's not that. It's this little, really dingy little thing. I mean... It's something like out of Indiana Jones, this, but we're all suitcases strapped on top.
Is it one of those where you rock up and you see this huge boat and you think, oh, this is fantastic?
Yeah.
And it sets off in front of you and then just leaves this little
This
one
little
behind.
boat,
Yeah. You're looking at it thinking, oh.
Yeah, it's exactly that. And suitcases are thrown on in any order. I mean, it's...
Like bullseye. You think you've won a speedboat,
Yeah.
and then they pull curtains back and it's a Rover Metro.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it were, Mark. That's exactly what it were.
So you get on this boat.
We get on this boat and we think... and like I said, suitcases are all over. It's all a bit dilapidated. Is that the right word?
It's what?
Dilapidated.
Put them in a different order.
It's dilapidated.
Carry on.
It's all looking a bit rough, right? So we get on, right? And believe it or not, they have a first class on this boat. I'm like, you are joking? We're in first class. Bearing in mind, so we're great. We're in first class. There's nobody in first class other than us, because I presume nobody can afford it. So we get in there, but for some reason, first class is like all the way at the back, at the bottom. And a dad, bless her,
Him.
him. We've got to take him all the way down. He's not very fast, and there's loads of people behind us. And we have to go downstairs and all the way. Anyway, finally get in there. We get in there, fine. We set off.
Is it nice in this first class area?
I won't say nice. but it's certainly better than.
But it's above water.
Well, only just because the windows are sort of where the water line is. But that don't matter.
Yeah.
But
Your feet are dry.
yeah, so feet
Yeah.
are dry. Yeah. But it's nice in that. But after about 10 minutes, it starts raining. Right. But we're inside. It's fine. And this aircon unit that we've got on, right? It's
Is that sellotape at window as well?
it's like a jumbo jet. It's blowing out, and I'm freezing. And all I've got in is shorts and a t-shirt, and I'm freezing.
And you're Nesh at the best of
And
times.
I'm Nesh, and I'm like, it's 100 degrees outside, and I'm freezing, right? Everybody else seems to be all right. I mean, but I'm cold. Anyway, we get there, and it's literally bouncing down. So we have to get off this boat. But now, bearing in mind the suitcases are like still outside, it won't rain. And they don't help you to get the suitcase off. So you can imagine, you know how people, I mean, don't matter what nationality you are, people are people. And they're just, because it's raining, they want to get the suitcase and get off.
Yeah.
And so you've got people getting, it's a free fall.
Survival of the fittest.
Oh my goodness me, it's crazy. You know what I mean? I mean, bearing in mind, people's just got flip flops on, and it's bounding down this water. So we get us off. We get us suitcases. People are dragging them off. There's only a little piece of wood. People could fall. I mean, it's very, very.
Walking the plank.
Yeah, it's very sort of primitive, shall we say?
Right.
But fine, and there's no problems. We all get off. It's fine, but it's a bit of chaos. Bit chaotic, shall I say. We get a suitcase, get off, we all in rain. And then we've got Aina's booked a taxi prior. She's not paid him, but booked a taxi. She's trying to find... No. I wish they had Uber. She can't find taxi, so we've got to find another taxi. So we get on this... I say a taxi, it's almost like an army truck that we get in. And it's raining, and the sort of sides are open and the back's open. And we've got to sort of all get in there. We're all getting in here.
And where are you on the way to?
Sergo.
Right. What, a hotel?
A hotel, yes. Coconut Beach or something like that. A hotel. Great, fine.
Sounds lovely.
So, it does sound lovely.
Yeah.
It does sound lovely.
I can't wait till we arrive.
I'm worried about the fact it sounds lovely.
It does sound lovely. Okay. So we get there. So it's. I mean, roads are flooded. I mean, I've got video. It's hard to describe, but I've got video footage. Roads are flooded, but again, nobody seems phased. All these local people are like, "This is normal." I'm like, Jesus Christ, we're gonna die. You know, this is not. It's not good. What is happening? It's just not. You know. But again, fine. Wind's blowing in. I'm getting wet through. I mean, it's still hot, but I'm getting wet, and I'm like, nobody seems to be bothered.
So you pull up to this hotel.
Yeah. We pull up.
Can you see it? Can you see it like in the distance as you're coming up to it? Is it like
no?
Is it grand or
no? It's only a door. It's only it's a door. It's just a gate.
it's just a door?
It's like a big gate on a property
On a hinge.
So because when I say hotel, I'm using hotel very loosely. It's almost like porta cabins. It's sort of not, but it is, So we get there, and we sort of check in. We get to his room, but it's still raining. As room's lovely, really. Bear in mind where I've come from, and again, I'm going to be careful. But it's like the room is very industrial, so it's all like cement that's been polished.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that.
All right.
As room and nice. We've got an ensuite again. We've got running water here.
Yeah.
Have we got hot water here?
We weren't there.
I think we might have got hot water here.
You're in a hotel, aren't you?
Yeah.
Were you saying that
I
when you
would
got there?
imagine
Or
you
are
had
you
hot
asking
water.
us?
No, I'm saying it to remind myself. Yeah, we do have hot water at this hotel. Running hot water in the shower.
I would have imagined. I would imagine that hotels would have hot
Did you
water.
spend did you spend the rest of the week in the shower?
Yeah.
Well, listen, I was in there, and I spent ages in there. This shower, it was lovely. Well, you said that one hotel we were in didn't have running hot water.
Okay.
So not all have them.
I didn't. A bit naive, but I thought they would have had hot water just as a
Well, this one did, but
Right.
one of them didn't.
So anyway,
yeah.
is
Anyway,
this place nice?
place is nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
just nice.
Chilled out.
Yeah, it's nice. Got a pool. It's got beach fronted, so it's obviously got we're on a beach.
This
and
sounds
stuff.
better than nice, Mark.
Listen, the reason I'm saying that is because of what happens afterwards. But when we turn up, it's lovely. I said to Aina, book this. I didn't have what to do with it, and I said this is lovely, and it was. We had a pool table, we had a bar, all really nice. It's just
and the idea while you're here is just to enjoy and have a bit of a holiday.
Yeah,
at this
that's
point.
right. So mom and dad's there. Sisters are there. A few of her nieces and nephews and stuff like that.
And is the food
Kids.
nice in the hotel?
Food's nice. Yeah, food's nice.
Yeah, drinks are good.
Drinks,
yeah.
Yeah, drinks are good, yeah. The problem was it would just rained. So it just rained non-stop for 3.5 days.
Really?
It just didn't stop. And it literally rained. And again, I'd have to show you a video. I didn't even know beaches could flood. I know that's a bit weird because you get sea on the beach, but literally it's just flooded. Everything's just flooded. And I'm like, what's going off?
Yeah.
Are we talking about the kind of rain when we experienced in Rome?
Yes.
Right. Okay.
In fact, I made reference to that in a couple. Because obviously, I've done loads of videos. I've got loads of videos, and it's just rain.
Wow.
Right.
And
Are you talking in these videos?
yes.
Is there subtitles in these videos?
So it just rained. So it just scuppers all those plans. So we can't really do anything.
Right.
Because all we can do is play pool and eat and stay in his room.
Sounds like bliss to me.
Yeah,
Well-
just to me.
So yeah, it's nice, but we can't really do anything.
Right.
We can't go anywhere.
But on a whole, was that week a great week, or did something happen?
Well, we did manage to get out and do a few things. So we went on a bridge somewhere. This bridge. We went on some canoes.
Brilliant.
Also, let me tell you a story about canoes. So we went on. We got a little tuk-tuk down to this canoe place. We went on this river, and we got in these little boats thing. We guy who sort of paddled us to the end of this river, and it weren't raining. It was nice. And we get out and there's a little bar and you can buy a burger and stuff like that. So chilling out there. Then it starts raining. Again, like it were the previous time. So it's literally bouncing down. So I ain't got flip-flops on. That's the reason why I don't wear them, because I can't say. I ain't got flip-flops on because I can't walk in flip-flops. I can't walk long distance. So I can only literally go from my hotel room to the
your
pool.
shower.
Well, yeah, probably that. So I've got like trainers on and little ankle socks, pair of nice shorts, a t-shirt. So we wait for the rain to stop. An hour later, it's still bouncing down. But there's only one way back, and that's to go back on canoes. So I'm like, and Aina's panicking a bit, thinking, well, she goes into panic mode. I'm like, chill. She's like, well, if river floods, we're not going to get back. And I'm like, it'll be fine. So anyway, I decided to take my shoes off and put them in a sort of carrier bag, and take my top off and just go in my shorts and type thing back on thing. But I literally get wet through.
Absolutely.
Like rapids.
Like worse than that. So these poor guys in canoes, they're not phased. They're getting wet through. They're fine. So anyway, we finally get us back to jetty. I'm literally wet through. But then we've got to get in a taxi. But I don't like sitting in wet clothes. I don't know about you guys, but I can't. I hate that.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of it. But
So we get home and we're wet through. So that's one thing that we did.
Yeah.
And then another thing we did was the night we went to this beach party night for disco. So the one that you've seen the video to.
all
Yeah.
right.
I wouldn't call that a disco.
So this is still
Yeah, well-
this is still the second week, yeah.
Second week, yeah,
Yeah.
Sergo.
Right.
Yep.
Cool. So
we go there and
well, just
They're
lay that
almost like a club night.
Lay that up
Yeah.
a bit better, because none of them have seen this video. So you go for a night out to a club.
yeah, so Miller, she's decided to book us a VIP table, right? On this place.
And is it right at the back downstairs?
So none of this club's indoors. It's all outdoors, of course. And there's no rain, so that's good. So VIP table, we
Can we?
yeah.
I like details.
Yeah.
Is it a nightclub? Is it a bar? Is it a restaurant? What is it?
It's all three, really.
Right. Okay.
So it opens at 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
And goes on.
What percentage is it a restaurant? What percentage is it a bar?
Well,
what percentage is it a club?
well, it serves food.
yeah.
So
What sort of food does it serve?
Restaurant. Take.
Yeah.
take.
Yeah.
And did you have a meal first?
Well, what was their meal? They were sort of.
Were you sat down while you were eating, or were you stood up?
we were sat down at our VIP table.
Of
cool.
which is raised up. So you're raised up. You have your own bouncer. Who makes sure nobody comes on your table.
No worse.
It'd be awful.
Particularly when you're eating.
We've lost Mark now. Carry on.
And you're like,
It's the first time I've ever seen Mark laugh at a naughty joke.
And you can put that away.
so he makes sure nobody comes into your area
Yeah.
or onto your table.
Yeah.
And you have your own bar person who comes up to get your drinks and stuff. They're very...
It's not a very sociable place, this, is it? Everyone's sat on their own with their own protection.
No. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4. There's only 4 VIP areas because it's like a hexagon type shape. So
But they're
we've
very
got-
attentive, these staff.
very attentive. Yeah,
Yeah.
almost. Do you want drinks? Almost stood
And
waiting.
even though it's VIP, is it also like all you can drink, all
No,
inclusive?
no, it's no. I mean, it's that. I mean, the entire night cost me something like 15 quid, and I I had short side food.
Sorry, this is where
so-
it interests me. And because you're in this area, do you just run a tab and then pay it end at night, or are you paying for each thing that's coming up? And
Well, you had to spend.
That's
right,
why it bounces there.
Yeah.
Stop you leaving.
yeah,
I'm glad you mentioned that because you had to spend, right, and I'm going to get this figure wrong, but you had to spend something
like
like 40,000 pesos, right? You had, also otherwise they were going to charge you that anyway. Now, when I say 40,000
Minimum
pesos,
spend.
minimum spend, that sounds a lot, but the minimum, in our money, it was something like £20. That was it.
Right.
So long as you spent £20, but I know that sounds quite easy because you're great, but when it's only like 80 pence a bottle, it's hard to knock up £20 worth of stuff.
Yeah.
I'd give it a good go.
But there were probably about 8 of us, so we went over that. So and I say over it, I mean we didn't go OTT, we just drank beer. And I had food, so I had some chicken strips. It were not hard chicken; it were proper soft chicken. It were proper chicken,
soft
Normal chicken.
fries, that sort of thing. And we had beer, we had shots, we had Baileys. I mean, this night, that was for the entire holiday. That was my highlight of my night. It was I
the
loved
holiday,
it.
not the night.
The entire holiday,
Yeah.
the entire 4 weeks. That was my entire night of entire
Chicken and
pinnacle.
chips.
I'm
because
guessing there were a DJ on.
there were DJ on.
Yeah.
So there were a female warm-up DJ. She won 9 till, I want to say, about 10. And then main guy came on from 10 till 12. He did 2 hours. And there were a phone party as well. So there were, I don't think you saw that in the video.
Yeah, we saw that.
Oh, you saw the phone. So there were a phone party.
I'm just trying to leave it out for you to tell people so that
right,
they weren't there. They've
there
not
were
seen it.
I mean, they got 2 massive phone machines, and I mean, when we first went in, it was hardly busy, but it got packed. I mean, they were free to come in. You weren't a charge, and there were multiple bars. Well, maybe 3 bars, but there were loads.
And did
of
you go
security.
out of your VIP area and get speaking to people and dancing with people and getting
No.
stuck into
I
the?
spoke to no one other than my own group.
Oh right, okay.
I mean-
is that because you were advised not to, or
No.
I'd have been saying, Mark, this is my space. I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm happy. I know where I am.
I'd have been out of that VIP area as quick as help me down there in the middle of them all. I would have loved that.
I didn't want to sort of separate myself from the group, if you like, because
Didn't Aina and anyone want to go down and get stuck into the middle of the
it
crowd?
was just some of the other younger girls did, but it was so busy. It was packed. It was jam packed. It
Yeah,
was
yeah.
like being at a festival, and that's not really my thing. But I enjoyed because obviously I were on a raised bit. It was nice watching down and listening to it. I mean, bearing in mind it's all open air. We're on a beach.
right.
So there were no roof to any of this. I mean,
Oh,
there were a little
right,
bit of a
okay.
roof over us and a little bit of a roof over the bars, but other than that, it was all open.
So, week 2 done.
week 2,
Week
pretty
3,
much,
where
yeah.
do we go? What's next?
So week 3, we then transfer to another hotel, which is like a top class 5-star hotel.
On the same island?
No, somewhere else, but I
And-
don't know where this is.
Did you have to get a flight or a plane? A flight or a boat?
We had to get a flight for this.
Right, okay.
I'll get back to you about where we were. So we're staying in this. It's called the Okada Hotel. Massive hotel, Las Vegas type hotel.
yeah?
Huge. I mean, I've never stayed in a hotel this size before. and they've got water fountains.
So are you back in more of a city?
City place,
No.
yeah. I think this might be in Manila. Is it in Manila? This might be in Manila, yeah, in
okay.
capital.
Right.
Massive hotel. So we stay there. We're in this room. So we've got his own living room. We've got TVs. Everything's controlled by iPads. Curtains open. You can control toilet on this iPad.
So this is a massive stark difference from week 1 to week 3.
Can you flush toilet roll down the...
No. I thought this is it. I've reached the pinnacle here. But no. I mean, you open the door to the toilet and the toilet lid would open automatically.
Right.
And
I'm
you can-
assuming this is you've got hot water in this hotel as well.
hot water.
Yeah.
And you can control the toilet on the iPad.
Wow.
It's just
So sorry if I'm jumping ahead.
no. It's fine.
But so a hotel like that then, because
Yep.
you've talked about how cheap everything is regarding a bottle of beer or
Oh, goodness,
like
yeah.
VIP areas and stuff like that. But then if you go into somewhere like Manila,
Manila, yeah.
yeah, and obviously 5-star hotel, what kind of price are you looking at to stay there for a night then?
So this. I mean, words can't describe how good this hotel. You know,
certainly won't do from your mouth.
You've got walk-in wardrobes, you've got multiple toilets, blah blah blah. Really, really, really good. So I checked the price on it, and the price of the room was £180 per night.
Per night. Wow.
That is cheap.
Yeah, I mean it's cheap compared to what you get. It's
Yeah.
cheap to, like from what you've explained, you'd be paying over £1,000 a night
Yeah.
over here, but quite expensive for, as in they're making some money
To
out
them,
of that, aren't they?
that's
Because
extreme.
the money that they'll be paying their staff and stuff like
Yeah.
that will be next to, I don't want to say next to nothing, but in comparison,
Yeah.
Yeah.
in comparison.
So they can't. They won't be able to. This is out their league type
Yeah.
thing, if you know what I mean.
And
I mean,
was
I
the
know.
food in this hotel as equally as impressive as the...
Well,
Chicken with ice, rice, chips.
I didn't eat in it, and there's a story to that. But when I say they didn't, they have multiple restaurants. So I think there were about 26 restaurants in this hotel.
Approximately.
All different things. All it's like there were Starbucks in it. All different French. There were Burger King in it. I don't know why in this. There were McDonald's in it. There were all different French because it was so big.
It's like a resort. It's a resort.
Like
And you didn't
resort.
eat anything?
Not in this resort, no. I mean, the casino were massive, which were open, all time. Obviously, it was just. I didn't even get around the entire hotel. It sort of something else. So, shall I skip on to week 4?
Well, before you do, so
Yep.
nice city.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Did some sightseeing.
Yeah, a bit of sightseeing. Yeah.
Did you see anything nice? Did you feel,
yes,
I can't help but feel
yeah.
like you had your eyes shut on the third week.
Well, but yeah, what we saw.
No, he's just
right,
realising this episode's already an hour and a half, and he's still
Yeah.
got another week to go.
I'm trying to move on. Yeah, so me and Bob did. Right, the girls gave me and Bob permission to go out and see some girls. Right.
All
No,
right.
See some girls, right? Not to have some girls. Just to clarify. So the story of this. So me and Bob goes right. Bearing in mind, obviously, we don't really know where to go, so we're just getting a taxi, and he drives us like 30 minutes to this place. He drops us off in this middle of nowhere. Well, not middle of nowhere, but in this city, and it's something like New York City, like Bronx or something, and like there's guys trying to sell Viagra on streets and lubricant and stuff to us, to me and Bob, and they're selling fags and all sorts. And I mean, I don't mean one or two. I mean literally, you said no to one guy, next guy's asking you before you've said no to that guy. So we go to this place. So we go, we're going here. So we go in this place, me and Bob, and a strip type thing. And there's only me and Bob. We literally walk in, me and Bob, and there's only me and Bob in there. So we get 10 Filipino girls round us like, bees round honey. We sit down and we're just suffocated and with these
Did
girls.
you have to pay extra for that?
So Bob ends up buying them a round of drinks for him, which for some reason cost. I worked it out. It cost £100.
Well, you don't need to.
Of course it did.
I'll tell you my story another day, mate. When I was in Athens, but carry on.
And so I went down the road of, right.
I'm not buying you a drink.
I'm not buying you a drink, right? And And because there were no way I'm going to spend £100 on these girls. I won't even spend
is this
£10
just
on them.
I can only like Thailand. I think is it Thailand.
Thailand?
There's a place where you literally it's a street of bars, but the girls are all outside. They're just bars essentially.
Yeah,
but
Thailand.
It's all females trying to entice you to get you into.
You think they're females, but yeah.
Yeah. That are getting into these bars. Is it that sort of thing, or is this literally a strip club?
Well, yes and no. It is literally a strip
It's not
joint.
a complicated question.
But the thing is, their roads, they don't have long. It weren't a long strip of road. It were like just alleyways and stuff, and they were all quite narrow, and there were just bars and stuff and doorways. So more doorways than anything.
Yes, it was a strip club.
Yeah,
Yes, it was a strip club we went to.
Right,
I mean,
okay.
me and Bob wanted to see some girls dancing on stage. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But we didn't. All the time we were out, we didn't see any.
All right.
Because all they wanted was
We'll sit next year.
to sit next to us and get money off
If
us.
you were to watch
And-
this from
and-
outside of us four, looking at this, it's like watching three coppers interview the shadiest criminal you'd ever come across.
So we didn't do anything. We didn't get any dancers. We didn't see any dancers. You know what I mean?
We weren't there. We didn't leave the country.
And then anyway, we got a taxi back. So that was third week type thing.
Right. And then week 4.
Week 4.
They had something to eat.
Week 4 is when it was just me and Aina. So we were staying in a friend's condo, as they call them condos. We call them apartments, flats, or whatever. you
And
know.
where was this? Another island?
No, this is in Manila.
Right.
So so we stayed there, and that's probably the most. Can I use that word? The most boringest of the holiday. I thought it was going to be the best.
Do you mean the most chilled out?
No, it weren't chilled out, to be fair, because I got sick.
Oh.
So I got really sick, and Aina were going to focus. I missed a bit. First week we're there. Aina
First week, we're back to week 1.
First week, Aina got sick. She had to
Anyway,
go
we're
to
in Manchester
doctors.
Airport.
So first week, Aina got sick. She had to go to the doctors.
Right.
But this week, this fourth week, I got sick. But Aina wanted to get a doctor, and I was like, no, it's fine. But I was like I got sickness and diarrhea. And I was really bad.
Like knocked you off your feet kind of thing.
I was really bad.
What, couple of days or?
A couple of days, yeah. So because of that, we didn't really do much, and because of where we
Surprising
were.
that you didn't get ill before that, but just because of the difference in food.
You say it's normally at the beginning.
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah,
All the-
yeah.
Well,
Like your
I
body
was
adjusting.
surprised by that because, I don't know. I weren't eating anything
Just say all
particularly.
he's ate is rice and a burger and
Hard chicken.
hard chicken.
So yeah, that were okay. But we spent most of the time in shopping malls because they've got loads of shopping malls because they don't have any Amazon there, which I think is a reason why they've got loads of shopping malls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that were basically as holiday really.
So what you bought us?
Nothing.
Right, cool.
Funny you should say, because Aina said to me, she says, have you got your friends anything? I looked around and went, right, did you listen to that podcast when we talked about Christmas and birthdays? And she went, no. I went, well, go back and listen to it. If I'm not going to buy them anything for the birthdays and Christmas, I'm not going to buy them anything for this trip. And I did say to her, and this is true, I says, I know I need to be better at it, but when you start buying stuff, you're then in that vicious
Oh,
loop
it spirals.
of it spirals out of control because then you've
Ridiculous.
got to, and then So any more questions?
Well, the main question I've got. So you said you were going to film every day. Have you done a video diary?
yes.
So you're going to send all that to Rob? Is Rob going to make
Fucking hell.
I need to
Good
go.
one, Rob.
I need to go through it myself and edit it down to some degree. But yes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll look forward to that.
yes.
Even if it's just photos, I've got this image in my head or an idea in my head of it being like the end credits of Hangover. You know where that song comes on? You spin me right round, baby, right round, and it
I
goes
haven't
through
seen it.
all the photographs of making of the film. But it's obviously them out in Vegas and stuff like that. Have you never seen the film?
Yeah.
A long time ago.
Yeah. So
Whereas I've got it in my head that I feel as though it'll be like Idiot Abroad.
I'm sure the video will be, but the end section. I've got some questions for you, Mark.
Yeah, sure. I've got just a few other things to just throw in the mix.
go on,
but
go for it.
No, because they may come up in the
They
questions.
won't, mate. How'd you say hello?
Hello.
Correct.
That's right.
Yes,
They don't have to have a
it's
word
hello.
for it.
Yeah.
It is hello.
Goodbye.
I don't think they have they don't have a word for it. I don't think. They
Google
just,
thinks they have.
I don't know what it is. I've never heard any. I never heard anybody say goodbye to anyone because nobody says goodbye.
Wait, parlim?
I never heard that.
It's spelled differently, but parlim is apparently goodbye. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Is yes. It's yes, please.
No, it's not.
I'm sure it is.
It's not English. It's I've got to
I should
try and say
imagine with
this.
the offerings that he was that were out there, he weren't saying that very often.
I think it's o paki usao.
I didn't hear that.
O paki usao. You'll have to ask Henry if I'm right.
Yeah.
Okay. Cheers.
I don't know that one either.
Dage.
Dage? No.
Dage.
Dage?
No.
I know Mabuhay.
And what's that?
That's welcome.
All right. Okay.
Mabuhay.
That's a good one. Good night.
Don't know.
I see. Even I actually, when I looked this up, I knew this one. Maganda. I've said I know it. Magandangabi.
Yeah, I did hear that.
Magandangabi.
Yeah, what's that word?
That's good night.
Yeah, I did hear that.
Right.
Yeah, I did hear that.
Hey up cock.
I don't know. What is the word for that? In
Hey up
Tagalog?
pee-pee.
Hey up pee-pee.
Hey up pee-pee.
Oh,
But obviously,
I know what
I'm
pee-pee
guessing
is.
the word cock means pee. I'm guessing it's ready. It means it as penis. So it's you're probably saying hey up penis. but if we were to say hey up cock,
Which is what you're used to, Rob. So
yeah, it'd be hey up pee-pee.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, they do say people have that double barrel thing that you're talking about. Rob, PP.
Yeah.
Now I guessed you would have learnt this one. I like your bald head.
I don't know what that is.
Gusto Koanka Gungungulu. I might have said that wrong, but
Probably.
I probably have. I'll say it one more time.
I don't think
chances are.
I don't think anybody said that to me.
Gusto Koanka Gungungulu.
Said like Rob says it means, can I have that chicken extra hard, please?
Time at the bar, please.
So overall, glad you went.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad I
Enjoyed
went.
it?
Enjoyed it, yeah.
Would you go back?
Yes, I'd go back.
Yeah, but maybe not for 4 weeks.
Not for
or-
4 weeks. 4 weeks were too long.
And maybe, did you prefer the city aspect of it with the posh hotels and 5-star hotels and Manila?
Yeah.
Or did you prefer being out on
In
a beach, out the way on one of the islands, a bit quieter?
A bit of both, really.
Right. Okay.
Just less time, not as.
Yeah.
So it's because we were all a bit dragged out. And that's probably not the right word to say. I said dragged, but there were a lot going off. 4 weeks is a long time to.
And it's opened your eyes.
I feel like
God,
I've
yeah.
been sat here 4 weeks listening to you.
I know.
It's opened your eyes, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely.
Good. Shall
So-
we spin the wheel?
Yeah, sounds good.
Here we go. Oh, it's spinning. What's it gonna be? Oh, I'm just so excited. Come on. He's nearly there. The Wheel of Features.
Well, actually, I've got a bit of a curveball for you. Because you know that virtual wheel that we've been spinning up to press, because people probably
Don't know ever what you mean, man.
Yeah,
What do you mean?
no,
What do you mean?
virtual
What-
wheel,
what
virtual
virtual
wheel.
So we've not really had a wheel, have we? We've had a virtual
It was
wheel.
an
that
app.
An app, yeah. Well, our good friend Seb has made us a wheel. And then we've got Seb here with us tonight.
Oh, hello, Seb. He's popped in.
behind me, I didn't even know. Where did you come from?
Yeah, so you might not have seen it over on that table under that
I need
cover.
to turn round.
Yeah.
Oh, we've got
Seb's made us the wheel of features.
So we've got a table with something on it. I'm guessing it's the wheel with a big red cloth over the top.
Yeah,
This is exciting.
very exciting.
Oh, it is exciting.
Oh,
it is exciting now.
Hold
Oh my goodness me.
Hold on, wait. We've got to tell people. So
Yeah.
there's something on the table here, and it's covered in some sort of
Tablecloth.
tablecloth.
Yeah.
And then Seb's just reached behind and switched something on behind it, and there's lights.
LED lights
There's
have lit
LED
up.
lights come on that we can just see through the thing. I'm very excited.
This is
Go on,
exciting.
Seb. Yeah.
Yeah, we're ready.
We're ready.
Drum roll.
Oh, yeah. That is amazing. The Wheel of Features.
That is incredible.
How good is that?
Oh, Seb, thank you so.
That is
Seb, that is amazing.
That is
We need to s-
actually amazing.
that is good. We need to see if we can describe
That
this to
is
his listeners.
brilliant. I'm absolutely gobsmacked.
I'm gobsmacked. I'm absolutely. Don't get me wrong. I know you're good. You're very good at what you do. I've seen your handiwork, but that Do you know what? It makes me a little bit emotional, to be
Yeah,
honest.
that is nice.
Even
It
that's
makes me a little bit
thinking,
emotional, that Seb, to be honest. That is,
Realising what we hear on the podcast every week.
that is absolutely brilliant.
That is good.
Chuffing, oh, that's brilliant.
Does
Or
it,
you can give it a spin.
I'm gonna say, Seb. Does it actually spin?
Yeah, I think we should give the honour to Seb for the
Yeah,
first
go on,
one.
I agree.
Go on,
Yes.
Seb.
Give us a spin.
Let's see
spin it
what
out.
let's see what noise it makes.
We're ready.
Here we go.
Nice.
It's been longer.
What's it gonna be? Fact dump.
I believe that's Kirk's.
It is. It is.
Have you got one?
Well,
Yes.
good job he has. It's a good job he didn't land on mine.
So yeah, intro. Fact dump. So this is where I've got some random facts.
Whiteys.
I've thought this one, we're talking about chickens that we've been talking about.
Yeah.
So chickens can cluck in different accents.
What?
So chickens have different clucking sounds based on their region and social group.
Yeah.
It's a
Social group.
It's the poultry
like an upper-class
version
chicken?
of dialects.
Yeah, it depends if it's a soft or hard chicken. No, I don't know. That's basically what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Bubble wrap. What was it originally invented for?
Do I know this?
It sounds like one of those distant things that you've heard once many years ago.
Was it for insulation?
Was it for? Did NASA invent it?
Nope.
It was accidental, wasn't it?
No, I
think.
don't think so.
What was it invented for?
That's what I've asked.
Yeah. Was it invented for people to sleep on?
Nope.
I thought insulation were good.
Yeah.
Or soundproofing.
Nope.
Go on then.
Wallpaper. It was originally invented for wallpaper. Yep.
I mean, what an
really?
idea.
Absolutely.
All day,
Just
beating the hell out of your wall.
You'd have to repaper it though after a couple of weeks.
Rebubble it.
Because you've sort of popped it.
yeah. Well, maybe it weren't designed to be popped.
But you're gonna do, aren't you?
Well, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Rats can laugh when they're tickled.
Really?
So rats can actually laugh when they're tickled. Their laughter is ultrasonic, so you can't hear it, but it's there.
So how do you know they're laughing?
I'm guessing scientists have proven it.
Well, if you
but
use an ultrasonic tester,
tickling
you would
rats?
be able to hear it.
Why are they tickling rats?
I don't know. Maybe
I mean, they
just to
should
give
be-
me a random fact.
I mean, they should be like it's poisoning them, not tickling them. Anyway, go on.
How many teeth does a shark have in its lifetime?
Oh, they have just one, I think. No, they
No,
have loads.
No,
they have loads.
One.
I'm going to say 100 sets.
Don't they?
I've
Don't,
got teeth.
hang
How
on.
many teeth?
Hang on. They grow a set. Well, they grow sets behind the other sets.
I'm going to wait.
So
So sharks live a long time. Bear in mind.
So therefore, I
Unless they're eaten.
don't think there is a limit. It's just unlimited. They just grow as many as they want.
There's a number here.
Oh,
I'm going to say 10,000.
Okay.
200.
200.
10,000 is a bit high.
Okay.
I'm going to say 2,000.
30,000.
I was the closest.
A shark can lose up to 30,000 teeth in its lifetime. They continuously grow new ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought.
I was
Wow.
just thinking, and sharks live a long time.
Yeah.
was the
I know.
method.
There's no limit to them as such.
Yeah, and last one, because people are probably asleep by now. In 1986, a shipping container filled with 28,000 rubber ducks and other bath toys fell overboard in the Pacific Ocean. They've been floating around the world ever since, and they've been using them as a source of scientific study on ocean currents.
Well, I've never seen any.
Me neither.
All that time you spent at sea.
I've spent a lot of time at sea. I've never seen any.
Me neither. So anyway, on that note,
Well, hold on a minute.
what?
Everyone listening already knows. I think we've just forgot.
We?
Well,
I've been away for 4 weeks.
And,
I've not.
it isn't the royal week because it's all of us.
Oh, right, okay.
But
whose feature is it?
Yeah, all right,
Yeah.
might be my feature.
Right.
There's a surprise.
Yeah, but I forgot to give away the answer to what the bloody hell is that for 4 weeks. I think it feels like 4 weeks.
Yeah.
How many episodes has it not been on?
2.
2.
Yeah.
Chuffing out.
So
It's
I've been on the last
embarrassing.
two.
Yes.
It
And
is
it
embarrassing.
has been picked up by a couple of listeners.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry about that. So, okay, I will play you the sound. It sounds like this.
And we'll tell you what it is next week.
Okay, so any of you guys, any idea?
No, it's not branches and trees.
Yeah, that's what you thought it was.
yeah.
You thought it were branches.
And it's not Mark eating hard chicken.
Just tell us what it is. It's been going on long enough.
It was, in fact, a walnut being cracked in a nutcracker.
Oh, well done.
I were close.
I believe someone did guess that.
You
Yeah.
did.
Tony?
Yes.
I'm sure it was Tony. I'm sure Tony online guessed Nutcracker.
It was Tony Styles, yeah.
Yes.
I'm going to say, do we need to get a PR for this?
We
podcast?
probably could do
You mean
it.
a PA?
A PA. We'll get both.
Well, definitely on that note. Thank you very much, guys.
See you next week.
It's been a pleasure. See you,
Bye.
boys.
Thank you for your continued support with our independent podcast. Did you know that you can interact with us and other listeners on Facebook, on the Chat In Tap Room Facebook group? You can also get in touch via email, innthechat@gmail.com, and of course on any of our socials. Thank you, and we'll see you next week.